They're honing their skill set on how to present and improving product knowledge. You got 3 different things that you're taking care of from just this one simple act. I'm 1,000% sure that you already know the answers to what it is that I'm about to say, but I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't at least touch on it. You know, one of the things about being in sales management in the automotive industry nowadays is that the roles have changed and they've evolved. And I'm in stores all around the country, and I get a chance to see and be a part of things that work. I get to come in when something is broken and build it up to where it's productive and it's a well fine-tuned and oiled machine. And a lot of the work that I do involves not just the salespeople, but it's working directly with management. And here's why. You know, you can have the greatest trainer come in which I am one of the best in the automotive industry, beyond a shadow of a doubt. You can have the best come in and work with your people. But if the management team isn't in alignment, isn't working in harmony with that company or that individual that you have come in, it'll all be for naught. So let's talk about the responsibilities and the roles of the sales manager today. Back in the day, the sales manager came in and their only responsibility was making sure the numbers worked. People showed up, they did what they're supposed to do, but processes and things weren't as tight as they are now, because different laws and certain things that happen in the industry has forced different agencies and things to be put in place, rightfully so, to make sure that consumers aren't being abused and being hurt in a negative way. But not just consumers, salespeople. See, in certain stores, when I come in, the first thing I want to do is evaluate what's happening. One of the things I've noticed in stores that are struggling and failing when you speak with their management team, the management team does not view their sales staff as their customers. They see them as employees. I mean, because what is the word manage or to have a boss? Like, that's insane to have a team of salespeople that's even comfortable with that, because that lets you know you have a team of people who actually think like employees rather than thinking like bosses. And boss stands for being bold, optimistic, and self-sufficient. Think about your best reps at your store. They're self-managing, they're self-sufficient, they're self-policing. If you provide them with information, they're looking at it, they're proactive. Therefore, their results show. But let's look at the bulk of the people. They're reactive. Matter of fact, you can give them information and say, this will help you make $50,000 a month. Read it whenever you feel like it. Talk to them a year later, they'll be complaining about how broke they are. And yet the secret to being able to fix that was in the information you gave them, but they don't have the initiative. They lack that drive. So today's sales manager or leader, I'd rather say leader. I just like that term, manager. But today's sales team leaders or mentors are required, if they want to have a fine, well-tuned store, to be more than just be focused on the numbers and who shows up. It really matters how your team members' mentality is, what their motivations are, what their home life is, what is their perspective on society. Now, I'm not into all of the DEI and all of this, some of the woke stuff that's being thrown in. I'm not talking about that. I'm just speaking about if you have a business and your ownership or your board and your store have invested money in marketing and you have the wrong salesperson helping the right customer, that's a problem. Or you have the wrong team member on the bus that is causing disruption and friction. And the only way that that's identified a lot of times before it's too late, before the fire is already burning up the house from the inside, is by interacting on a personal level with your salespeople. Here's what that does. And I'm sure you know this, but let me explain to you what I've had over 300 salespeople that we evaluated, ranging from people who are selling 30 or more units a month all the way down to those who were struggling to just hit 10. What we found is that most people, especially the ones struggling, do not genuinely feel like their leadership team gives a damn about them. They feel like if they died the next day, they would move on and probably raid their desk and go through their deals to see what they can get out of it, rather than genuinely being concerned about that. And I get it, they're at work. You know, the place of business, what's going on in their personal life should not be your responsibility in a perfect world. But guess what? We're not in a perfect world. And what's going on with them has a major impact on what's going to be going on inside of your business. And one thing I realized is that people really don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I got that from Zig Ziglar, and it's a fact. See, a lot of times the reason why managers are saying the same thing over and over and over to their sales team and it's just not getting through. And then I come in and I begin working with them and I'm sharing insight and information and they're using it and taking off like a rocket. A lot of times the general manager or the owners, even manager say, man, what are you doing? They can feel that I give a damn. They can feel it. You ever had somebody speaking to you or interacting with you, you can feel that this person genuinely cares. And then have you ever spoken and interacted with somebody and you know they were just saying the words, but they weren't even fully mentally engaged with you? It's the same thing. See, human beings, we're human antennas. We're always sending and receiving signals. Think about how many times y'all have hired somebody or you have a team member that you just get a bad vibe off of. Now, vibe is the abbreviation for the word vibration. So what we're really saying is we're picking up on a negative frequency from that team member. So if we can pick up on a negative frequency from them, so can they from us. And a lot of times people are in management, they separate themselves from the sales team members as if they're something better. And I'm sure that's not you, but I've seen it. I call it the God complex. Where I've seen a GM, team members can't even speak to him or her. Can't come to the office, got to talk and touch to everybody else, have never had a one-on-one conversation with the general manager, but yet on a Saturday, on a meeting, want to come in and just rip everybody a new you know what, and wonder why they're not receptive, wonder why the turnover so high, wonder why they can't get a good flow and increase production. And next thing you know, that GM's out of there, another one comes in and repeats the same exact process. It's almost like Groundhog's Day. So I'm going to share some insight. Number one, as a manager, out of the people we spoke to, make it a point, if you aren't already, you may already be doing this, to have a one-on-one meeting with every member of your team for at least 10 minutes. And I'm not talking about where you walk by their cubicle or their desk and you're hanging over the thing and you say, how are you doing this morning? No, bring them in and sit them down. Maybe y'all have a cup of coffee or a bottle of water together and you just ask, hey man, I just want to see what's going on with you. I want to, see how everything is going. We haven't had a chance to sit up and mix it up a little bit. So I just want to make sure that I'm staying in tune with you, in alignment with you. Now, at first, they may look at it like, whatever, because it's new. And if it's something you haven't been doing, typically, they're going to think it's bull crap. Or they're going to say, oh, it's just temporary. Somebody must have made them do that because they never really talked to me like that. But imagine if you keep up with it consistently. See, one thing salespeople know, and I know you remember this, if you're under a management team that whooplas all on stuff and then they know after a little bit of time it fizzles out, you lose impact. They no longer believe you. They no longer trust you. But when they see the consistency and they say, okay, this is real. Okay, this is going to be coming at us from here on out. They're genuinely trying to get to know me. The law of reciprocity states from you giving them that attention and listening to them, then they're going to be far more willing to listen to you later. That's where the head bumping comes in at. That's where the salesperson will resist the manager, not because what the management or the leadership is saying is wrong. It's no different than an inmate in dealing with a CO. Sometimes just to feel heard, they just cause disruption just because they want to get some attention. Same thing at the dealership. These are people. Even though we're adults, we're all little kids in just big people's bodies. So one-on-one meeting. Number two, have monthly contests where everybody can qualify to win, meaning like a demo contest every month or every other month. Your store should have a demo contest. And it's rated where they can get a score of, I don't know if it's 10, 50, or 100 points based off touching on certain things. Yourself and a couple other managers or maybe one of your leaders and maybe one of your team leads, you all evaluate it. You go through the whole team that week, once a month. Everybody gets to go. Everybody's rated. If everybody does well, then they get compensated. Those who do well get compensated. Those that don't, won't. Whether it's a gift card, maybe it's a lunch, like a nice lunch that you have catered as not burgers and dogs. Maybe you get some steaks for everybody that knocked it out the park. I don't know, but there's something that shows them you're going a little bit extra for them. Nextly, company outings. Now, you may already be doing this, but I will tell you, Larry H. Miller and some of the other groups who are rated as the best place to work, you should see the company functions they have. It's not just a Christmas lunch that they're having during the sales hours where they have some barbecue brought in and you still got to be working with customers trying to wipe that rib sauce off your hands and put it on your pants. No, because that's BS. Salespeople can read through the lines on that. Yeah, it's nice to have a free lunch, but they'd much rather get the hell out of that dealership for a while and go eat someplace else. You can keep them burgers and fries sometimes, burgers and chips and hot dogs. But when you do bowling outings where it's after hours, or, heaven forbid, you all actually shut down early one day, during one of the weeks or the days that you can do so, and the business won't just shut down, and you have a bowling outing. Or you on a day if you're closed on Sundays or you close early on Sundays, like you typically do, why not have a family fun day at the dealership where people can bring their family members in and y'all can eat and talk and interact, and spouses and significant others, everybody can get to know each other. These are the things that breed unity. Having Saturday meetings and 30 minutes of it as an ass chewing session, that does not work. It's not impactful. Yeah, leadership feels like they got out what they wanted to say, but it went one ear and right out the other one. One of the reasons why my sales training is so impactful, because one of the requirements I have with a company is like, hey, we're going to do this. This isn't just a one and done. They have to know. Sorry, I thought I rolled over my dog. They have to know that you're serious, and they have to realize that I'm serious, and that this is you're really committed and dedicated to their improvement. So this is going to require at least a three-month commitment with the option to cut it or stop it if you don't see benefit or production. So at least these people know we have it in place that I am locked in where I'm going to be seeing them for the next 3 months. And guess what? If it's as and when it's as profitable as we hope it to be, it always extends out a little bit further, But that consistency of them knowing that you're doing this for their benefit, not for you. You're not doing like, hey, this is to help the dealership make more money. No, this is to help you make more money, which, of course, in turn, helps the dealership make more money. When we believe that the sales team members give a damn of the business as much as we do, sadly mistaken. If you're a GM making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year, and you got sales reps making 30, 40, 9 times out of 10, y'all commitment to the company is not the same if it's all based off money. But if their commitment to you, or even their commitment to the opportunity that you're presenting for them is strong, they'll run through a wall for you. And it's just like money. Most managers think that all salespeople are motivated by money, and they're not. Some are motivated by the attaboy or the attagirl, the pat on the back. Some are motivated by the award. They'll sell 30 units just to get that piece of paper to put up, which you win. But how do you know what it is that motivates them? How do you know what gets them going? How do you know what their why is if we never spend time with them? So I just wanted to take a quick second. Let me point out something that this article says about it. And let me scroll down. Oh, wrong one. I don't know what I did with my freaking article that I had. Okay, let's do this. All right, so right here where it says, one of the key responsibilities of a sales manager is leading and motivating a team of sales professionals to achieve sales targets. This involves creating a positive and productive work environment where team members feel valued and supported. A great sales manager knows how to inspire the team, encouraging them to reach their full potential and exceed expectations. And that's really what it's about. The management or the leadership team is only as good as the team that they have that's propelling them and pushing them forward. And if they believe everything they're doing is just for your gain, or just for the GM's gain, or just for the dealership's gain, and has nothing to do with them, they'll resist it. But if they feel like every policy, every process step, every piece of training that you present is all about their betterment, their family, and their money, they'll run through a wall for it. Even though, in turn, them feeling like it's all for them, you getting it to where they're willing to run through that wall for you, ultimately, who else benefits? You do. So take the time to have the meetings. Create monthly contests, that are consistent, that actually reward your team members and helps them build skill. Think about the demo contest. Hey, they get a chance to get a lunch or whatever the prize is. They're honing their skill set on how to present and improving product knowledge. You got 3 different things that you're taking care of from just this one simple act. It might take a week to let everybody do walk around presentation. It helps the dealership, it helps the customers, and in turn it helps you. And then lastly, think about team building exercises that don't involve them doing it while trying to help customers. Some way that you can show them your appreciation that is genuine, where they can actually enjoy it. Their family members can enjoy it. Just my 2 cents of the things that we implement and that we see work. And if you're looking to take your sales team's numbers, production, sales to another level, we should talk. If you're looking to staff your sales team with power players that's going to help your dealership propel to another level, then we need to talk. I'm Brian Maxwell, one of the best in the business, and I look forward to seeing you at the dealership. Over and out.
Did you know, according to a recent Forbes article, 58% of customers will pay more for better customer service? As the automotive market gets more competitive, sales training is more important than ever. This is where Brian Maxwell comes in. For over a decade, Brian Maxwell provides sales training for some of the biggest dealer groups in the country, and for manufacturers such as Ford, Chevy, Toyota, and many others. Brian has also trained over 10,000 automotive sales associates worldwide. Brian Maxwell's value is in the fact that he provides real-world, simple-to-follow, and easy-to-apply sales training to your team. His training helps sales teams convert consistently with higher profit margins and how to leverage social media to generate qualified leads. He does this by applying all aspects of learning, utilizing classroom training, role-playing, and one-on-one evaluations. This allows your sales teams to hear, see, and apply selling methods that flat out work. Knowing that results and profits are the only way to establish a long-term working relationship, Brian Maxwell's focus is results and profit-orientated. So, if you'd like to supercharge the customer experience, your sales team's production, and your bottom line, schedule a time for a consultation with Brian Maxwell today.